during that time. And when I look at the work that I do today as a superintendent, a majority of my communications from the Department of Education come via email. A majority of the reports that I need to have submitted to the Department of Education are generated on computer programs and applications and submitted electronically. In my father's day, budgets for a school district were generated by hand on columnar paper. I can't imagine that. Then again, from his era to today, I don't know that he, as a superintendent today, would understand the technological demands that are placed upon schools. So we're really talking about very, very different eras. Lewisburg and Mifflinburg are the two primary school districts in Union County. Mifflinburg, I'll speak for Mifflinburg, is a fairly large geographic school district. We do border Lewisburg. We have Mifflinburg students, some who have Lewisburg addresses. And to the west end, we border the Penns Valley School District. We stretch all the way out beyond Woodward, and we include R.B. Winter State Park within our school district. Our school district spans to the south to border the Midwest School District as well. So we've got a lot of ground to cover. That makes transportation in a rural school district like Mifflinburg a regular challenge. We operate 2 different waves of school buses, both in the morning and in the afternoon, roughly 30 buses each wave, to gather students and redistribute them at the end of the day to some very large geographic areas sprawled around. We have also seen, during my time in Mifflinburg alone, the past 20 years, a rise in a variety of needs that force us to be very diverse and inclusive as a school district. I will tell you that 20 years ago, the poverty level of the Mifflinburg Area School District hovered around maybe 20% of our students who we knew would need additional assistance. Today, that number is about 44%. That is quite a dramatic growth in that level of need for the Mifflinburg Area School District. We've also seen tremendous growth in the needs of special needs populations. And some of that has to do with additional identifications or additional programs that have become available to populations that maybe weren't recognized years ago. And that's a good thing, but it has created greater need for the school district to diversify and to create and offer different programs. I'm sure you've heard over the course of time, and this is an ongoing broken record, so I don't want to go too deeply into this, but public school funding is always a concern for us. I will tell you the Mifflinburg Area School District is financially sound. We have taken tremendous strides during my superintendency to really become viable financially so that we are better able to survive year after year. But some of those steps have appeared drastic. We have closed 3 schools and consolidated into town. We've changed our busing configuration. As I mentioned, we have 2 different waves. We used to have 1 wave and 1 start and end time to the school day. But by contracting the transportation system out and going to a 2-wave system, we've been able to save a lot of money there. We've had a number of staff positions that have gone unfilled, largely in an effort to control our budget and control our expenses. I will tell you that one of the things that I have said throughout my superintendency and throughout this budget cutting process has been that I'm very interested in being efficient, but I don't want to take things away from the students. And so that's really been our mantra. That's been something that we've been able to hold on to. We've not eliminated programs and offerings for our students. In fact, even in recent years, we've seen those offerings grow and rise. So I'm happy to say that we're offering more and greater opportunity for our students than ever before, while at the same time controlling our costs. Right now, if you are a Mifflinburg resident or if you're traveling through town, I will tell you that by the end of March, you may see us starting to move some dirt up by the intermediate school, because beginning March to April, we are going to begin the construction of a biomass plant. And in our biomass, it's a burning system that will create essentially the boiler and furnace for 3 school buildings. We're planning to burn wood chips and pipe the heat to the elementary, intermediate, and middle schools. This is going to replace some of our heating systems that are 40+ years old and have really reached the end of their lives anyway. And we believe it's going to bring much greater efficiency to our energy consumption at Mifflinburg. So we're constantly in pursuit of measures like this that can help us to be more efficient without taking opportunity away from our students. Let me just see if there's anything else here that I wanted to make sure to hit. One of the issues that I would point out that I think has plagued many public educators in recent times stems back to what I would simply call stress and anxiety with regard to our students. I believe that our students today have a lot of pressure on them from many different angles. And I will tell you that is true at every level of the school organization. Teachers have pressure on them like never before. Principals feel pressure more than ever before. And there's a trickling up and a trickling down effect to this. And so we see a lot more stress and anxiety within our schools. I'm very proud of Mifflinburg. I think as I look around and walk the halls in our schools, our people, I think, handle it very well. We work very hard to be interested in each other and interested in what's good for our students. And that really helps, I think, to relieve some of that. But we have, as a result, also seen a rise in some mental health needs across the board. And so these are some things that we're working right now to try to address. Getting assistance from a variety of organizations regionally, and things that even we can do with our staff members to provide new instructional approaches for our students and our teachers to make sure that the classroom is the same place. I'm sure that wasn't 20 minutes worth. I'll be happy to take questions perhaps after Dr. Skalka has a few words to say.
Thanks, Dan. So I'm Steve Skalka. I'm proud to serve as the superintendent of the Lewisburg Area School District. Use the word serve a lot because I do believe that's what we do. We, whether it be teacher, bus driver, superintendent, we serve our communities. And I think that along those lines, one of the reasons why I do support public education so much is a belief in the common good. And I worry sometimes that we're moving away from the common good, so I very much appreciate organizations such as yours that I think speak to and try to promote the common good. So that aside, let me talk a little bit. I am we talked over there, born in Indiana, grew up in Connecticut, but found my way in the fall of 1979 to Bucknell,